everybody. I wanted to ask you a question this morning. Can we pray for those that we don't even know yet? Can we pray for a future spouse that we haven't met? Can we start praying as a young boy or a girl for the person that we will one day meet and that will be an important part of our lives? Well, I believe the answer to that is yes. We can start praying, even as a young boy or girl, about the person that's going to have a significant impact on our lives in the future. When I was a young boy, I got saved, and I had a desire to follow God. And my parents talked to me about praying for the qualities in the woman that I would marry one day. So I started praying. I prayed that she would be a Christian, and that was pretty much what I prayed first, because it's kind of what my parents talked to me about. And then a little later, I prayed, Lord, I pray she'd be pretty, and that's important. If you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone, you need to think they're pretty. It doesn't matter if anybody else thinks that, but you do. You need that. And then as I got older, I kept saying those things. I just kept adding to the list. Lord, I pray it'd be somebody that would follow me, would follow me in following Christ. Someone that has a love for God. And that God would guide me to her. Now, this went on for years, because remember, I started young, and my wife is about 4 years younger than me. So it took time. It took time for God to bring her into my life. And during that time, there was, times where, like everybody else, that we're lonely and we're wanting to share in life with somebody, and we're talking to God, and that's what we need to be doing. We need to be talking to God about it, and we're waiting. And that was something that I had impression, and my dad helped me in that, is to wait. That God was calling me to wait, and I didn't understand it at the time, but now I do. My wife was 4 years younger than me. I mean, that's just, you have to wait sometimes for God to bring that person into your life, to change the circumstances to the way they need to be. So we can do those things, and sometimes we can try to come up with our own answers. We can think that we've fallen in love with somebody, especially if someone has been very kind to us. And we see something in that person that's very special. Come here, bud. Come here and have a seat. And come here, bud. And but we can start praying for that person. We can ask God to bring them into our lives. We can talk to Him about waiting well. And I think it's an important lesson for us to teach our kids. I think it's an important lesson as if you're watching this and you're a teenager or in your early 20s, or you're looking for someone. And I don't have a magical solution. There isn't a 5-point lesson on this, and only God knows. Only God knows the time, and only God knows if there will be that person. Things in life don't always go the way we want, but God will walk with us through it, and He will use us He will use us to help the people around us. And if God has a spouse in mind for you, He will bring that about. When we're following Christ, He will bring that about, and we can concentrate on being a part of that process and learning and growing through it. Praying for that person, praying about the qualities, recognizing the qualities, and that's part of it. When you're praying, you're recognizing the qualities that you're looking for. I hope this helps you. I hope that you will be encouraged, and that as you are waiting, that you spend time in prayer and praying about that person that's in the future. All right. See you. Bye.